We are in a battle with the media. The majority of the media has a godless agenda. Their jokes are not working.
Say what you want about Kanye West, but there's hardly been anyone else that's made enemies across multiple different industries and still survived.
The contracts are made to the artist.
But I still couldn't believe what he revealed to Joe Rogan about how he almost lost his sense of personal control. Subscribe to Elites Exposed for more, and tell me if you read something between the lines here.
Like we talked before, and you were saying that they had you on medication, but the medication with your creativity, it with all kinds of things.
Or it blocked my ability to channel what God wanted me to do. And this shows you they were trying to kill a superhero, slowly trying to kill genius, trying to make me not feel like I could run for president, make me not feel like I can go be born in Atlanta, grow up on the south side of Chicago, go into music, go and win all these Grammys, change the sound of music and the look of stage performances, all that. The main thing that it did, it destroyed my confidence. It made me this shell of who I really am. It like grayed over my eyes. It made the Mustang not buck anymore.
Now, I know Kanye is the first one to speak out loud about this, but he's far from the only one. Because this is a pattern you'll notice across Hollywood and the music industry. You're only allowed to become as big as they can control you. Because when you have influence, you cannot be allowed to also have your own sense of agency. In Kanye West's case, you see it from all the way back 10 years ago with his fight against the entire world of high fashion that wanted to profit off of his name but not give him any creative control. Then it was the music executives that labeled him a crazy eccentric. And then Kanye faced an avalanche of ridicule from the mainstream media that framed him as crazy Kanye, while discrediting everything he was trying to say about the industry he was in.
And then they'll say something I'll say that's like absolutely inspired, but if they put it in something inspired in the wrong context will come off as, I don't want to say crazy because I also want to change the stigma of crazy, and I want to change the stigma of mental health, period. And I have not done no extra study on it. Mm-hmm. We at the beginning of it, we're at the beginning of the conversation, but best believe I'm gonna take the stigma off the word crazy. But let's just say for now, people will take something that's enlightened, put it in a different context, and then call it crazy, to try to diminish the impact and the value of what I'm actually saying.
But there's a bigger question. Kanye West has beaten strike 1, 2, and 3, and now he's too big to control. And I think it's because he leaned into the controversial persona given to him by the media and record executives to go all out in defiance. That's why he's managed to become a one-man industry that owns not just his music, fashion, and distribution networks, but most importantly, his sanity and sense of agency. I think hardly any other artist has been able to pull that off, cutting off the strings of control put on them by high fashion sponsors and the gatekeepers in the music establishment. The only other name that comes to mind is Michael Jackson, who also took the fight straight to the top of the industry.
That's what's happening. Is God is like preparing us for the real battles. And we are in a battle with the media. Like the majority of the media has a godless agenda, and their jokes are not working. This whole like, oh yeah, he's crazy and all these things, they don't work because the media has, they've also watched travesties happen, just even specifically to me, and just watch it and act like it wasn't happening. And they stay quiet about it.
That's why I've always said there's a truth to why the corporate media and these industry establishments in music and fashion lash out so much at someone like Kanye West. It's because, like a cornered animal that knows its time has come, the establishment becomes more and more vicious to try and scare you off. And isn't that exactly what you've seen over the last 5 years in particular? I think just as a culture, we finally reached a critical mass where no amount of fabrications from the media or the cancellation attempts against rebellious artists work anymore. And I'm sure in part that has to do with how decentralized the digital online media has become now, but perhaps even more for how that old guard exposed itself with every desperate attempt to isolate people like Kanye West. And as he explained it to Joe Rogan, it's done in many more ways than just slandering your name in the media.
The music industry has people going to the exact debt of the house that they think they're gonna buy after the tour is over. And it's strategized. There's criminals all over everyone's almost accounts in the music industry. It's not a safe place. It's a treacherous place. So
Filled with money. As soon as things are filled with money, they're filled with people that are trying to take advantage of other people.
it's filled with money. Bees come to honey.
Exactly.
There's another thing to see someone being, that's the reason why I compare what's happening in the music industry to Me Too, because artists are, you've heard that term before. This is not like a new thing that I'm making up. The contracts are made to the artist. I don't know if you saw when I posted my contract, I had 10 contracts that kept on putting me inside a labyrinth.
And that labyrinth is exactly where most artists get lost and never come back. I mean, how on earth do you explain to me the public collapse of so many other stars along the same line? It's because those artists kept giving the industry more and more of themselves in exchange for success, until they reached the end of the road and realized nothing of them was left to keep. Kanye said no to that confusing maze, and he paid the price for it. But it's a far smaller price that he would have had to pay if he had let himself become an empty money printer for the industry, and then be thrown away a hollow husk of himself afterwards. And I think there's more, because I was pretty intrigued watching this clip of Kanye West on The Breakfast Club back in 2013, obsessing over how he has to make a lot of money if he wants to defeat the industry he was up against. And knowing what we know now, I think Kanye was right.
It's something different to the way these billionaires run the world. And we not a part of that. We've only been let in on a communication level. It's a new form of cotton that we all picking. You communicating radio every day. I'm commuting music every day. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is ain't none of us free.
And that line about picking cotton is actually deeper than most people realize, because just as the slaves tilled someone else's farms, so do most artists today sign away their talent and sense of agency while enriching the same system that controls them. At some point, Kanye West realized the only way was to become so big for the system that he could buy his own freedom back. And that's exactly what he did. But that fight turned out a lot harder for someone like Ice Cube when he was isolated by the industry for years. So watch what he revealed to Tucker Carlson about what really happened behind the curtain, and subscribe to Elites Exposed for more.